Good morning, students. Let's start our day with a thought. A winning horse doesn't know why it runs. It runs because of bits and pains. Life is a race. God is your rider. So if you are in pain, that means God wants you to win. So stay at home, stay safe, and be positive. Now let's move on to Class 9 Science Chapter 1, that is Matter in Our Surroundings. Now students, look around yourself and list out the things you are surrounded with. It might be Class 9 science book, copies, pen, pencil, chair, table, electric fan, food, and of course the air in your room. You might be thinking, why am I asking all this? Student, can you coin a word that resembles all these things? Can you? Yes, it is matter. Everything in this universe is made up of material, which scientists have named matter. Let's define matter then. Matter, anything that occupies space, means having the volume and has mass, is called matter. Take for example water in your bottle. It is having certain volume and having the mass, so it is a matter. The air that surrounds you, it is also having mass and occupying the space in your room. Knowing the definition of matter, can you tell me which of the following among these are matter? Chalk, air, love, smell, hate, almonds, thought, cold, cold drinks, oxygen gas. I am taking two out of this. Chalk. Chalk is occupying space and also it is having mass. So we can call chalk a matter. Second one, cold. Cold is a feeling. It is neither occupying space nor having mass. So it is not a matter. I hope you can do the rest. Now the question arises. What's the physical nature of matter? Is it particulate? Means it is having the particle nature, or is it continuous? We will try to get the answer through an activity. I am here using 3 glass containers. First one containing 100 ml water, second one containing 90 ml water, third one also containing 90 ml water. Now I will use one coloring agent. You can use anything you have in your home. I am here using Ujala. Now I will pour few drops of it into the first glass. Now I will stir the solution in the first glass. Now I will use 10 ml capacity syrup cap. You can use any 10 ml capacity cap. Now I will take out 10 ml colored solution from the first glass. I am here taking out 10 ml colored solution from the first glass. I will pour this colored solution into the second glass and again stir it out. Again I will use that 10 ml capacity cap and pour 10 ml colored solution from the second glass onto the third glass and stir the third solution also. Here we can see first glass containing the darker solution, second solution is little lighter, and third one much lighter in color. So with every dilution, though the color becomes light, it is still visible. So few drops of the coloring agent is coloring such a large volume of water. Here we can conclude that few drops of that coloring agent is containing so many particles. Now can you imagine how small are these particles? Hence concluding, matter is made up of very tiny particles. Now we will study what are the characteristics held by these particles of matter. The characteristics of the particles of matter are as follows. The first characteristics, they have space or gap between them. Second characteristics, they move continuously. Third characteristics, they attract each other. Now one by one we will study these characteristics through activities.
The spaces between the particles of matter can be shown by performing an activity. For this, we need water, a 250 ml beaker, tablespoon, salt, and a glass rod. Now, let us proceed. Take a 250 milliliter beaker and add 100 milliliter water to it. Now add a tablespoon of salt into it. With the help of a glass rod, we will now stir the solution. When all the salt is dissolved, we get a salt solution. Let us now look at the level of salt solution in the beaker. We find that the level of salt solution in the beaker is at the same mark where the water level was initially in the beaker. This means that on dissolving the salt in 100 milliliter water, the volume of water did not increase. Thus, this activity tells us that the particles of water have spaces between them and the particles of salt fit in these spaces.
Now in the next activity, we will show how the particles move continuously. Here I am using one glass of water. Here I will pour a coloring agent, but this time I will not stir. Here I am using the coloring agent Ujala. Now I will pour few drops of it into that glass of water. But this time remember, I will not stir. See how the particles of the coloring agent are continuously moving as they possess kinetic energy. Yes, kinetic energy. The energy possessed by the moving particle. See how the particles intermix on their own by getting into the space between the particles. This is diffusion. See, the whole beaker get colored, the whole solution getting colored. Hence, it proves particles of matter continuously move. Let's take an example from our day-to-day life. When you place an unlit incense stick in a corner, to get the smell you have to go near. But as we light the incense stick in a corner, the smell reaches another corner. It is due to the process of diffusion. Now here we came across few important new terms, kinetic energy and diffusion. Let us define both these terms. Kinetic energy, the energy possessed by any moving particle. Or you can say the energy possessed by an object by virtue of its motion. Now diffusion. The spontaneous intermixing of particles of two types as a result of natural movement. Diffusion, that is, the spontaneous intermixing of particles of two types as a result of natural movement. Through this flowchart, we will study the effect of temperature on diffusion, or you can say effect of temperature on rate of diffusion. As the temperature increases, it increases the kinetic energy of the particles. As the kinetic energy of the particle increases, particles start moving with great speed. As the speed of the particles increases, it results into a faster diffusion. Here we have 3 glasses containing warm water, hot water and cold water. Now we will pour few drops of food color into all these 3 glasses. Now just observe the rate of diffusion in all these 3 glasses. Just see how fast the color spreads in the hot glass. The rate of diffusion is slowest in the cold water. Through this activity, we can study the effect of temperature on diffusion. Rate of diffusion is highest in the hot water as compared to warm and cold water, and least rate of diffusion in cold water. Now moving on to the third characteristic of particles of matter, that is, particles of matter attract each other. Try to break an iron nail by hammering. Try to break a piece of chalk by cutting. Try to break a rubber band by stretching. And also try to break the stream of water with your fingers. It is very easy to cut the chalk and to break a rubber band by stretching, than to break a iron nail by hammering. Even we can see, while we break the stream of water with our fingers, the stream of water still remain together. Why this is so? It is because particles of matter have force of attraction between them that keeps the particles together. But the strength of this force of attraction varies from one kind of matter to another. Or you can say the force of attraction between the particles depends upon the nature or the type of the matter. This thing we will do in detail in our next class. Now few questions for you. The smell of the hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from the cold food you have to go close. Can you give reason why this is so? My next question. A driver is able to cut through water in a swimming pool. Which property of matter does this observation show? Recall the 3 characteristics of particles of matter and how the rate of diffusion depends upon the temperature. I hope you will be able to answer these 2 questions. Thank you students. See you in the next class.